Hey everybody, it's Chase with American Vintage Adventures again, and today we are at EPCOT Festival of the Arts to do Festival of the Arts my way, and I'm gonna bring you along with me. So come with me, I got you, let's go do this.
Sorry about that, that was the only thing.
A beef Wellington inspired croissant supreme with cream spinach, pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, pickled mustard seeds. Then down here, coffee old fashioned cocktail. Look at that. So I'm just gonna tell you, we plan to come back by here. I'm not ready to eat all that yet. It's still early, but man, oh man, stay tuned. Stay tuned for the Craftsman Courtyard. I think the painting thing, Festival of the Arts, is super cool. You can paint a little bitty portion of the mural. Paint by numbers, super cool. Pop Eats is always one of my favorite booths. Now, they don't really have anything new this year, but I do not care because they have one of my favorites, the tomato soup and the pimento cheese sandwich. We're gonna be doing this. Stopping by Gourmet Landscapes right over here in Canada and just kind of getting ready for the festival my way, kind of preloading everything that I plan to eat. Now, Gourmet Landscapes looks like it's mostly also returning. The big hit here was the mushroom risotto. They did have that before. So I'm trying to find some new things. I'm probably gonna have Pop Eats just because that's a classic to me. But we're on the trail for some new stuff and just kind of experiencing it along with you guys. So you'll find out when I find out. One of the things I love at Festival of the Arts is the artwork, and when you go to a booth like the Acme Archives over here, where it has all that pop culture 80s goodness that I grew up with, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, I just love it. I want to take it all home with me. I have another channel because I'm a filmmaker where I talk 80s movies, I talk all kinds of movies, and that stuff just so near and dear to me. So I love that part of Festival of the Arts. Absolutely love it. Could spend so much money that I don't have in there. Isn't it right here where Molly recommended something?
She said, yeah, there was a beer. I don't know what the beer flight is. She said the beer flight here was pretty good.
Then I would just do that.
The beer flight?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, if you want to try the pot pie.
Yeah.
All right, we are over here at the artist table in the American Pavilion. Now, I always like this one. They have a returning favorite of mine, the hummingbird cake, but I kind of passed on it this time because we actually got some recommendations this time. We are down here on this trip, in full disclosure, for the opening of the Stella Nova Resort and to come check out Festival of the Arts. And we were talking with Molly and Alan of Mammoth Club, and they recommended the beer flight over here at the American Pavilion, the artist table. So I'm gonna start my first things that I have here with the beer flight. Now, they didn't get cards with the beer flight, this year, but we do have it pulled up right here. And there are basically 3 beers that are going on over here. They have a peanut butter and chocolate milk stout. They have Swamp Head Brewery Neon Palette Lager. That one's out of Gainesville, Florida, so a local beer. And the Wicked Weed Brewing Pineapple Daydream IPA. So we have 3 different beers here. Highly recommended. Of course, you guys probably, if you watch this kind of stuff, you're probably familiar with Mammoth Club, so make sure you check them out if you're not. And here we go. I think this is going to be total guess, but I'm guessing this is the lager, but we're going to see. I think that's the IPA. IPA. It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year round once you swallow it. This, I believe, is a Swamp Head lager. It's just like kind of like a strong lager. Not all the way to like a Heineken strong, so it doesn't have that sour mash, but that's kind of what it's like. And then this has to be the chocolate milk and peanut butter stout. Okay, that one's really good. If you like stouts, you got to start there. If you don't like stouts, you're not gonna like it. If you like chocolate, if you like peanut butter, you're probably gonna like it. If you don't like any one of those things, you probably won't like it. But I happen to like stouts, I happen to like chocolate a lot, and I happen to like peanut butter, so here you go. It's very much like a dessert beer. It's pretty heavy. All these are pretty good. Even the IPA, I am not an IPA guy. The IPA doesn't like blow me away as far as like, oh my God, I can't drink it. It's strong. It has that bite to it in IPAs that I'm not a fan of. But I've definitely had worse, though it wouldn't be my pick. Overall, it's a pretty strong flight. Like, I'm always happy if I really like even 2 out of the 3 on a flight, because you're gonna get it for $10.25. So 2 out of the 3, I'm happy. 2 of these I really, really like. The IPA is acceptable. So thank you for that recommendation, Molly and Alan of Mammoth Club. We also got technically this is a chicken pot pie, though it looks more like
open face.
Yeah, it's open face. It looks more like a chicken pot tostada. But it looks really good. Got looks like some wasabi peas on there. This thing looks good. Some cheese, some sauce. We're gonna go for it. Risha's gonna cut me a little bite here. I'm gonna show you.
I started to do it, but I wanted you to show it first before I made it ugly.
All right, here we go. We're gonna cut that bite. Go ahead. You always gotta turn the plate the correct way 4 or 5 times.
Well, and it's a pie crust flake. That's
so like a pie crust.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick this up like a little slice of pizza, almost.
There you go. Well, they are wasabi peas.
We also went to Beer Flake Card
Mhm.
and did find them.
Oh,
Oh,
I
all
never
right.
already tasted them.
Oh, that's
Just
all right. Thank you so much.
That's
That was
awesome.
Very nice.
So they did find us the card, and I was right on which one was which. That was awesome. They took the time to bring it over here. I really appreciate that. This is really good. The pie crust is really good. Those wasabi peas give it a kick. I like this a lot.
Warm.
It's warm. It's actually a nice portion for $6.75. If you eat that by yourself, you're gonna be full. But on a cold day like it's like 40 degrees out here. Overcast, winds blowing, just enough glare that I have to wear my sunglasses so I can see and not have to wear my glasses. But this is good. Warm on a cold day. Very good food here. Great beer flight recommendation, and highly recommend. I always like the American Pavilion. The hummingbird cake I really like, but I've had it a couple times doing these videos, so I wanted to try something new, and then you get good recommendations from people who come here all the time. You got to do it. And I highly recommend this. We'll see what's on my favorites by the end, but this is damn good. This might be the least amount of people I've ever seen at the Pastoral Palette at a festival, at the Germany booth ever, in line. Pretty crazy. A lot of returning favorites here. They don't have anything I'm looking for this time, but it's crazy to see it that empty. Now, you know that at the festivals, all the festivals, Mexico always knocks it out of the park, and we're here at the, see if I can pronounce it right this year. I'm going to do this eventually. The El Artista Hambriento. That's my shot at it. But they always have good food, and they don't always have a lot of stuff that returns. There's a lot of stuff that is new each time instead of so many returning things. So we're going to try some stuff. Rich is in line to get it, and we'll see it in just a second. All right, so Risha has saw fit for us to try the entire menu, pretty much, over here at the Mexico Pavilion. The El Artista Hambriento. Second try. So the first is the carne asada, which is an ancho marinated beef sirloin with chili sauce, grilled queso fresco, a little bit of salad, and a chicharron dust. Okay. There's also the croqueta, which is a chipotle chicken and chorizo croquette in chipotle salsa and chipotle aioli and avocado mousse. Interesting. And then there is the natilla de maize, which is a creamy corn custard with caramelized sugar. Do you have that? They are $10, $8, and $6.50 respectively, and we're gonna try them. All right, so we're gonna take, it's about 12 degrees outside, so we're gonna eat a piece fast. It's good steak with all those good flavors. Nothing complicated. Get a little smokiness in that flavor with this like chipotle salsa here. It's really good. Let's try this croqueta before we all freeze. I'm gonna flip it around, let you see the inside. All right, here we go. That's like a flavor explosion in your mouth. Like, that's really good. I can't tell you what that tastes like though. I got no, it's got a very smoky flavor, so if you don't like that, you're not gonna like it, but I can't really tell you what else it tastes like. Got a little cornbread almost like consistency. The different meats are in there. Very, very savory, lots of flavor. I mean, with that sauce, it was like a whoa moment. But good, very good, interesting, different, very different, which is cool. All right, now we got the basically like a corn mousse dessert here. I like that. I like that a lot. It's not too sweet. Got a little corn flavor to it. Kind of a cheesecake consistency. Really good. I really like that a lot. I really almost tastes like a really, really sweet cream corn, but in cheesecake form. So really good. They always give you something good, flavorful, different, and interesting at the Mexico Pavilion. No different this year. We're gonna eat this before it freezes on the table because it is cold, and I'll get back to you in a few minutes. All right, over here at the Craftsman Courtyard, and we have a couple things over here, but one is special for me because I love bourbon, and they have this coffee, bourbon, chocolate, old fashioned. And yeah, we're gonna give this a try. Oh, it's a cold brew bourbon old fashioned. And they're like, just so you know, that's cold because it's super cold out here today. It might heat you up in other ways. I believe they've had something like this before. I can't remember. I know I've had something similar, but you definitely get the chocolate. And you definitely get the cold brew. And then you get that warmth, that burn of that bourbon just a little bit going down. Oh man. If you like, and it's not sweet, it's not sweet. So if you like cold brews and bourbon and non-sweet, like bourbon, chocolate, cold brew coffee drinks, this is gonna be right up your alley. This is really good. $11.25. Definitely got the bourbon in there, so they're not cheating on it. Now, we also got, as I mentioned earlier, we've been here for the Stella Nova Resort opening, and we got to talk with a lot of other creators. We got to spend a lot of time with Kevin Heimbach. He covers a lot of Universal, and he swears that the charred octopus here is like one of the best things to get. I have never ate octopus, and I can't bring myself to do it. He says it's great though, but he could just be messing with me because he also told me at Stella Nova that to try the shrimp cocktail, which was absolutely not the best thing ever.
How's the shrimp?
Frozen a few minutes ago.
Shrimp cocktail.
And I think he's telling me the truth this time. I just don't know if I'm ready to venture out for charred octopus. So we're gonna jump back to one of Molly and Alan of Mammoth Club's big recommendations. They said maybe the best of the fest, told us we had to try it when we came over here this morning. We were eating breakfast at the time, so yeah, more food, more food. They're like, you have to go to the Craftsman Courtyard and try the beef Wellington. It's like a pinwheel thing over here. It's a cream spinach pinwheel. Croissant with gorgonzola and of course the beef, which I showed you grilling over here. All this goodness going on. So we're gonna try this right now. I'm gonna show it to you before we cut into it. Now that looks really good. Pair that up, little steak, little bourbon. Looks so good, and they are grilling that meat out there fresh. We're gonna cut into it before it gets too cold. I'm gonna have Risha cut into it so I can show you guys as she's cutting into it. Oh, it's like got all kinds of goodness in there. It's a pretty big portion for like $6 and something, I think.
I'm gonna cut these little pieces so you can kind of have one big good bite.
The meat looks like a good like medium. All right, big bite. The big bite coming. It's got that sauce on top. So you get that cream spinach flavor, and you get that creamy bite of the gorgonzola. I love gorgonzola cheese. Gorgonzola salads are some of my favorites. So this is tailor-made for me, and then the bread is so good, and the steak is so tender. The sauce, like the wet, it's like some sort of reduction on top of it. Very good. This was high recommend. Alan particularly, Molly said maybe best of the fest. Alan said so good, you have to try it. They aren't wrong. This is right up your alley. If you like meat at all, you have to stop by here. You have to try this. So good, lots of flavors, and a pretty good size portion for the price. So you could grab this and the bourbon drink and be good for lunch if it's just one of you. The two of you, it's plenty to share, so you can try a lot of things. Thanks for the recommendation, Kevin. Eventually, I will get to try some charred octopus, maybe. But thank you for the recommendation. Great, I highly recommend this one too. I'm about to eat some more of it, and we'll catch you later. Now, I know it's returning, but you know that I could not come to Festival of the Arts and not go to Pop Eats. Pop Eats is my favorite. I have American Vintage Adventures channel, but I also have AVA Pop Culture, where I talk movies and everything. I'm a pop culture nerd. I love art. I paint. I make movies. It is right up my alley. And then they go and they have like the pimento cheese sandwich over here. It was like fried green tomatoes on it.
I don't think that one does. Maybe.
No fried green tomatoes on this one?
Pimento cheese, grilled cheese with tomato soup.
Pimento cheese, grilled cheese with tomato soup. So no fried green. Yeah, it does. There's fried green tomato on there. Not crazy. With the tomato soup. Returning favorite. It's so good every year. I cover it. I love the whole vibe of that. I love the whole vibe of Festival of the Arts. You gotta have this one. It's got to be a stop. It's so good every time. Check this out. I love the can of soup. Pop Eats. Super awesome. Gotta try a little tomato soup, especially as cold as it is. Simple foods, simple ingredients. Still always a high target on my list. Love it every single time. I'm okay with them bringing that one back every year. Bring some stuff back every year, keep like traditions, but then add a lot more new stuff. That's the way to do it. The other way to do it is to eat this from Pop Eats. I'm gonna do that now and I'll catch you in a few minutes. So what was my favorite stuff this year at Festival of the Arts? For me, I mean, as an artist and a filmmaker, I love seeing all the artwork. I do. I usually always buy a piece or two of art, and I haven't decided on one this year yet, but that's always my favorite. But when we're talking about food, it's hard. I'm gonna take Pop Eats out of it because that's a returning favorite, in that one's just kind of in a class of its own. It's a classic. I'm gonna take that one out of it. But I honestly think my favorites this year were I think that Molly and Alan from Mammoth Club were right. I think the beef Wellington is out of sight. I think that's probably the best overall. But I'm gonna tell you, a sneaky great one is over there in the American Pavilion, is that chicken pot pie. It was so good. It could jump up. I mean, this is the first time that I don't immediately jump to things from the Mexico booth, because I think those two things are better than anything they had at the Mexico booth. Not that the Mexico booth wasn't good, but those two things are better. I really believe that. Now the dessert, the little corn cheesecake like thing from Mexico, you're talking sweets, I absolutely love that. The hummingbird cake I can always recommend from America. I like that. If you like carrot cake, you're probably gonna like the hummingbird cake. But drinks wise, I also really did like the beer flight in America. I think that was solid. But this coffee old fashioned here, I mean, the Craftsman Courtyard to me overall and the American Pavilion are the best two this year at Festival of the Arts, in my opinion. Now there's a lot of flavors going on at Mexico. I liked everything there, but the beef Wellington, combine that with the coffee cold brew old fashioned here at Craftsman Courtyard, and that's out of sight. That's hard to beat. And then you take the American Pavilion, they have the beer flight, they have the chicken pot pie that is really good, and the hummingbird cake, and they have another offering too that I didn't get that also looked good. So to me, those are the top two booths this year, and the beef Wellington and the chicken pot pie, my favorite two things that I had this year. So that is my look at the festival. I know you're gonna see a lot of looks at the festival. I kind of do it different. I just kind of go around and show you what I like and what I do. And I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. I know everybody says that, but it really does. You can join this channel below, and that helps support the channel at my Patreon link or right here on YouTube. You get behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, like the stuff that I do there, special members only videos, all kinds of stuff. You get some peeps at my other channel, AVA Pop Culture. Lots of things that I do giveaways, all kinds of stuff, and of course you get your name and lights right here on every single video on both channels if you're interested. So it crosses over to both, and it really does help me go on these adventures and share them all with you. But until next time, have a great AVA day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye bye.